Hello there. Do you know how to use the power of collaboration to grow your business? Well, let me tell you, that is one of the things, just one of the things that we're going to talk about today on today's episode of Joyful Business TV. So hello and welcome. I am Laura West, CEO of the Center for Joyful Business. I am a creative mindset and business success coach, author, speaker, and for over 20 years, I have been helping conscious entrepreneurs like you who want a different way to run their business. Where you are wanting to find your voice, your creative power, so that you can really step out there as a leader and claim your message and your movement. And we want to do that in a way that feels really good. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, how to make money doing meaningful, life-changing work that you love. So on Joyful Business TV, that's what we talk about. We talk about conscious business and marketing strategies, ideas to grow your business that actually feel good while you're doing it. We talk about how you use passion and purpose in your business. And most of all, we share lots of tools, resources, and rituals to help you grow your business in a way that you really keep on loving the business and keep on loving the work that you're doing, and even keep on loving the marketing that you're doing. So every other show, I love to bring you cool, creative women that I just think that you need to know. They're people that are in my life and they really inspire me. So today I've got bringing one of those women to you. We're gonna have a conversation about how to grow your business the joyful business way. And if you're here live, I want you to know that we're gonna spend about 30 minutes in our conversation with our guests, who I can't wait to tell you about. And then we're going to open it up for you. And I'll be here for 30 minutes afterwards to answer your questions and to have a rich, deep, great conversation about your joyful business. All right, so let me introduce Davia to you, Dr. Davia Shepherd. I'm so glad you are here. All right. So Davia and I met, I guess we met about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And we were in a group program together. And I was really just struck by Davia's commitment, her enthusiasm, her all in. And I also recognize a fellow maximizer on the Strengths Finder when I see one. So Davia is the owner of LPL Grow Smarter, and she helps you be more visible in a crowded landscape in a way that is really heart-centered and in a way that's really aligned with the gifts that you're bringing to the world. And what I know about Davia is that she is a goddess of collaboration. Collaboration goddess is what we're going to call you. So would you like to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Apparently, I'm a collaboration goddess.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So what I like to do is to talk about your joyful business and the things that help you, how you grow, how you came into your business, and things like that. So let's start at the beginning, or at least when you started doing your own business. I know that you're a chiropractor, that you're moving out of that business, and you've been totally immersed in this other business that you've been growing. So tell me a bit about that. Like, how did you decide to get into this other business, your coaching business, consulting business?
Wow, my story is so long, and we only have a half an hour, you said?
Yep.
So, I started out with this intention to be helpful and supportive. That is the one goal. My goal is always to help anybody that I come into contact with, if they invite me to live their optimal life. And that's why my first career, because being a chiropractor is actually a second career for me. My first career was in pharma. My graduate work was in pharmacology, and I spent a lot of time working on bringing drugs to market to help people live their optimal lives.
Yeah, right? I see a theme here, right?
Yeah, but of course, as you always know, there's always things going on in the background that you don't really know about before you walk into being a part of something. And there were some things that I could not really, with good conscience, be a part of. So, with a crisis of conscience, I left pharma and decided that I would embrace the holistic idea. And so I went back to school, learned how to be a holistic physician, and started to help my patients to live their optimal lives, one patient at a time. And my timing was amazing, as always. I came out of chiropractic school. I started working in our group practice here. And it was right roundabout. I don't know if your listeners and viewers will remember, but do you remember right about when there was sort of like an economic downturn and people were losing their houses, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just a lot
I
of.
remember very well.
Yes, it was very traumatic,
Mhm.
certainly for our patients. A lot of our patients lost their jobs, they lost their health insurance, and we lost our patients. And
Mhm.
so my partner invited me to go join the chamber, see if we can let our community know, which at that point we'd been serving our community for about 31 years, let our community know that we're here and we're still here. And if they need help, we are here to support them. So
Hmm.
I started going to the chamber, but you're all about joyful business. And I have to say, the vibe from the chamber wasn't all that joyful, Laura. It just
I
wasn't.
know. I want to love the chambers, right? And they all know they all have different personalities and things
Chambers
like
are
that.
great, and I recommend if you have a brick and mortar business or even a non brick and mortar business, be sure to join your chamber. But just know when you're going in what to expect would
Yes.
be my exhortation about that.
Got to try different places to network, right? Before you
Yeah,
find like your home, right? Where your home is.
absolutely. And in the chamber, this is the beauty of the chamber. In the chamber was where I met these 6 amazing women, heart-centered, entrepreneurial, ready to help their clients live their optimal life. And so obviously I invited them all to lunch. We had lunch one day and it was the best lunch ever. Best lunch. Like nobody wanted to leave when it was time to go
Right,
back to work.
right. I've been to one of those kind of lunches.
Yes, I mean it was so great. People were sharing stories about their life. We realized that we are all so connected. We're all so the same. We're all doing the same thing. We're all just trying to help our clients to be better. And we weren't in similar fields at all.
Mhm.
I remember there was one woman who was the bank manager. There was one woman who sold send out cards. I mean, just diversity in terms
Right.
of who was sitting at the table. But we had families. There was one woman who, what she came to the table for was not to grow her business, but she needed some help because she was taking care of an elderly parent. We
Right.
had another person who came to the table. Her intention wasn't to grow her business, it was to talk to us about, oh my goodness, being a mom, I need a babysitter once in a while so I can
Right.
do something that's not mom related. And we talked, and everybody left the table with what they needed. Everybody was pulling out their phones, giving referrals, sharing information. It was a true collaboration. There was no feeling of, oh, I'm holding on to my resources and I'm not going to share it. Everybody was like, this is what I have and it's open to you.
I
Take what
love
you
that.
need.
That's one of the principles around having a joyful business is that spirit of generosity,
Yes.
and I think that when we can let our guard down and be who we truly are, which is what I hear you saying, like truly coming from our heart, we want to give. We naturally want to help people find the right necklace and the shoes that match and the babysitter and great resources for our business to help us. So I love that. I can see where this is going to the birth of something here.
It was not intentional,
Mhm.
Laura. It wasn't, but
But that's
you
the
know,
power of synchronicity, right?
it is the where my heart is just where am I being called to help people live their optimal lives. And we're leaving lunch, and everybody was saying, oh my goodness, this was wonderful. Is there a way that we can do this again?
Mhm.
And, it had been such a chore to get everybody's calendars synced up. And so I said, here's what we'll do, because let's not try to figure out when everybody's going to be available.
Right.
It's the third Monday of the month. Let's just say third Monday of the month, 12:30
Right.
every month. We'll meet right here in this Ruby Tuesday on Route 6 in Bristol, Connecticut. We'll meet right here.
And whoever can make it can make it. Right.
Awesome. If you can't make it, we'll see you next time. And you're always welcome to bring a friend. And there's only one rule. We have to be intentional about supporting each other. So if you're bringing somebody, it has to be somebody who feels that generosity of spirit that you talk about with Joyful Business, Laura.
I love that.
That was almost 11 years ago. And
so I'm assuming that helped you figure out, because I know one of your messages, the LPL, is Ladies Power Lunch. So I'm assuming that's where that was birthed, right?
That's where that was birthed, just out of women coming together to support each other for no reason, not because they thought, oh, this other person's going to give me something, so I'll give them something back, just because we're women. And truly, that's what women do. We support each other. When there are no outside influences,
right,
our natural state of being is supporting each other.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I do a thing that's kind of similar. It's called the Pop-Up Success Cafe. And it's was birthed because I love going to cafes and doing a little creative, what I call creative cafe time, where I'm reading something inspirational or listening to great music, writing in my journal, and then I start planning something in my business, it all just starts flowing. So I started inviting people to it. And now it's like when I'm in different towns, or I'm going back to Atlanta next week, I'm going to have a pop-up. And, but the people who come, it's all about rich conversation, being authentic, that generosity of spirit, and raising your vibes, right? Raising your vibes and bringing that positivity. Yes.
Absolutely.
I know you're so good at that. Yeah, I love that. So I've got some questions for you. So I love to hear about a little bit more about your business that you're doing now. And so tell me how, help me make the connection between this, living your optimal life, and then what you're doing now.
Well, it's all about living your optimal life, isn't it? Because what I've noticed, and Laura, I'm sure you notice it with talking to your Joyful Business clients, we all have things in our lives, maybe about 5 different buckets that we fit things in. We have the family, we have the business, the finances, we have our health and wellness. Hopefully, we're also taking care of our spirituality. And what I've noticed it talking to patients every single day, and also notice it talking to the women and a few amazing men who've joined our Ladies Power Lunch group. I've noticed that we have some things that are going well, but then a couple of things that are not, and we allow the things that are not at 100% to bring the whole bucket down. Even if for the most part, we're doing amazingly. And we might have just this one thing that's a thorn in our side, and we allow that to sort of sully the beauty that is the rest of our lives. And so one of the things that seems to be a sticking point for people is growing their businesses and getting their financial situation together. That seems to be the one thing that pulls everything down and prevents living the optimal life. And so we have resources. I mean, we have maybe over 2,000 women who have raised their hands and said, yes, we believe in this ideal and we want to be a part of this group. And these women, they're no slouches. Laura, you're one of our members, so we're talking about women who are accomplished in their areas of expertise. And so pulling on the resources of these women to just come together and help each other. You're living by the ocean, so this metaphor is
I know where you were going.
Metaphor, but it's also true. You've looked out at the boats. When the tide comes in, there's not this one boat that's just languishing like, oh, I wish I could rise.
Right. I wish I could
I
be up
see
there with
all these
everybody
other
else.
boats rising, but nothing's happening for me. That never happens. And it's the same way with our group. When one group member is rising, she brings everybody up with her. And that's what our group is all about. Just living your optimal life because we're all helping each other to live our optimal life.
Yes, yes. So let me ask you. So I talk about something similar with, I call them the 7 energy power centers. And it's your energy, your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional energies. But I also have environmental, financial, as you say, and your social energies. And that's one of, we kind of look at that. That's something we go back to all the time to say, what's working, what's not working, what needs some attention. Where's your energy leaking? Where is it expanding? Where is it just really flowing? Is your spiritual energy really flowing right now? And how can you bring that to help you in other areas? So I'm curious for you, what kinds of things do you do to help replenish your energy in different ways? Like, what is your, do you have rituals or self-care? Kind of like, because I know that you are a busy lady with a couple businesses, you've got a family, like, many of us here on these calls. And so it's like, what kinds of things do you do that you would recommend to our watchers or viewers?
So, can I share a story with your viewers?
Sure.
All right. So, here's the thing, Laura. You know how you're supposed to know better, and you're supposed to do better, but you don't always. Well, you probably do, but
no, we're all human beings, right? I think that's the beauty of coming. That's why I picked you, Davia, because we know we can have real conversations about what business and life is really like, right? It's not all perfection all the time.
It's not all perfection all the time. And I'll tell you, I learned the hard way. I learned through my personal experience. Rewind back to that story about how when I started with this practice, that, we were in financially a tough situation because, well, the whole world, it seemed, was in a tough financial situation.
I went through, I call it my financial devastation period. So I can relate.
It was not great. And at that time also, I had just had my beautiful, beautiful baby. And so I was a brand new mom. And when I say brand new, I'm talking brand new, like 6 weeks into having my baby, I was here in this practice. So that's when I started. So here I am proving myself in my practice. This is what my days look like, Laura. I would get up in the morning, take care of baby, drop baby off at grandma, come into the office, treat my wonderful patients who, guys, I love them so much. They're amazing. Leave work, pick up my baby, go home. Now, I just heard this story the other day at a family gathering. My mother-in-law said to everybody, really, oh, Davia's babies, they're so well behaved. I mean, she would drop them off in the morning and they just go to sleep. They practically sleep the whole day. Guess what would happen? I would get home after a full day of working, and Laura,
the babies are up all night.
babies are up all night for 18 months of their lives. They did not sleep, not even one time through the night.
Oh my gosh.
So there I was doing all the things, wasn't losing the baby weight. And that was problematic for me in my mind. And so I decided, you know what? I should start training for the Hartford Marathon.
Of course, right? Why not do that in the middle of everything else?
Do that. So I got together a group of patients in our practice and some of our ladies power lunch friends, and we made a group team and we set up to support a nonprofit. And look, man, I was doing all the things. And then my body started saying, yeah, no, let's not. And so I started showing up with some symptoms that were very weird and wonderful. 2 surgeries later, 7 doctors later, I finally found out that I had driven myself into an autoimmune crisis. And so I developed an autoimmune condition just from overdoing.
Right. I think so many of our people in our community can relate to that. I talk to so many women who have if not just sleep issues, which is super common, everything that results, that can result from the end of that and different autoimmune related, or somebody in their family does. Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, I had to learn the hard way. I had to make a decision. Do I continue with this push, 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 just do it, get it done kind of mentality? Or do I transition to doing things a completely different way? And it seemed like Ladies Power Lunch was there at the perfect time for me as well, because here came these women and they were saying, we are here and we're here to support you. And you don't have to worry about anything. Go take care of you, go take care of yourself, go take care of your health and wellness. And we're here for you. And so I have a process that I do. I really try to do it every morning. Can't say that every single morning it happens. There have been mornings when babies come and they push notes under my door because I'm taking too long with my processes. But it's 5 things really. It's, getting up in gratitude, in that space of gratitude. It's, for me, doing some meditation and journaling, some movement. I like to do some yoga in the morning. Sometimes I like to go for a run. It helps me to clear my headspace. And some people might do affirmations or that sort of thing, but I don't find that affirmations are particularly helpful for me. So what I do is I either read or listen to something that is motivational. And that's how it's sort of like my armor that I put on every day to take care of myself.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about self-care, but when we're doing it every day and we're really committed to it, it is actually protective of us, so that when we bump up into the days when the baby won't sleep through the night, or we bump up on the days when it's challenging financially, we actually can be that eye of the hurricane and weather the storm.
Right. You actually have the energy for the resilience, right? The energy to me, it helps you in everything with it helps you get into your creativity, is what I always say, so that you can have creative solutions, or you can have the creative energy to be able to handle the baby, the paperwork, the bills, the whatever's coming your way, the schedules that get blown up, that you thought were different. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because I'm big in starting my day like that too. And again, most days, right? It's not about whipping myself if I don't do it one morning.
Exactly.
There's some mornings that are just like my TV mornings. I don't always get a chance to do that because my show is pretty early, and getting the hair and making sure the light's good, and making sure everything's all set up for that. But on most days I have something similar, where getting into that gratitude energy and that generosity of spirit energy. Sometimes you wake up and it's naturally there, right? But sometimes it's like to me, it's about practicing realigning. Like you're always coming back and realigning, and being able to open yourself up so that you can be generous throughout the day, so that you can tap into that greater creativity, wisdom, and guidance. That I know without it, it's harder for me to be open to be that channel for what's to come out. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many different questions, and like the time just goes so quick. 30 minutes is never enough. So one of the things I talk about a lot are passion projects, and how we grow our business through passion projects. That there's the stuff we do every day, which is important, and but it's those passion projects that actually help us expand our business and help us go forward. And a passion project could be something that is an offer or a particular service that you're working on, or it might be a marketing opportunity, what I call a beacon marketing strategy, something that's out there that you're really, that's big and powerful and is going to attract people to your business. So I'm curious, and I already kind of have an idea for you, so I'm a part of it, what your passion project is. And I know you've got something coming up, so I'm assuming that's what you're going to talk about.
Well, my passion project is Ladies Power Lunch. I am passionate about it. Really, really. You wake me up in the middle of the night, I probably jump up and say, Ladies Power Lunch. But I've polled our members. Anybody who would talk to me, I've asked them, right now in the environment that we find ourselves in, what's the one thing that feels like it's preventing you from living your optimal life in your business? And the feedback keeps being the same. To a man, to a person, everybody, to a woman, is saying visibility, like getting visible in that crowded online marketplace, in that media landscape that is just everyone. It seems like before we were in this situation, people were online, maybe not. And visibility might have even been challenging then, but it seems like now everybody and their grandmother has a podcast.
Mhm.
Everybody and their mother has a YouTube
Every
video.
media star, every actress and musician has a podcast or a show, like everybody.
It's
Yeah.
it's different now. People who didn't even know how to turn their computers on
Yeah.
2 years ago, they're like social media sensations at
Mhm.
this moment. And so the heart-centered entrepreneurs that are a part of our group, they want to know how to get visible in a way that is, well, heart-centered. And
Mhm.
so based on that, my passion project in this moment is a summit that we have upcoming, which you are, Laura, a part of.
Yeah.
And it's bringing together the gurus of heart-centered marketing. Like I said, these women,
Tell us the name of it and when
okay.
it is and where they can find out information, because I don't want to run out of time.
Oh my goodness, yes, the
Yeah.
time. So here's the thing. It's a summit, all these women and a couple of men coming together to share about how to get visible in a heart-centered way. The summit is called Grow Smarter Visibility. Uh, Answer the call to be seen and heard, because it's a passion for us, right?
Right.
The tickets are available at Grow Smarter, not harder.com/ticket. So it's growsmarternotharder.com/ticket. Pretty easy to remember. The
Yes.
summit's going to be hybrid. It's a 2-day summit. Day one is hybrid. You can either attend in person or attend online. And it's going to be March 21st and 22nd.
That's great. And then I know the second day is all virtual.
All
Yeah.
virtual on the
I'm
second day.
super excited to be a part of it. I'm going to be talking about money mindset and authentic marketing style. And you've got so many great people there that I've met already that I'm like, I can't wait to see their programs about visibility and everything. So I love that. As we're wrapping up today, is there also, I think you have a free gift that if somebody wants to start checking you out and kind of seeing more about what you're up to, would you like to share that with everyone?
Sure. So if people want to learn more about this whole idea of visibility, they can go to growsmarternotharder.com/visibility course. And there's a free course there that they can take advantage of that really just walks you through the nuts and bolts of how to get visible in a heart-centered way in the media landscape that we find ourselves in right now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. This was like, it feels like it was like 3 minutes that we spoke. It went by so fast, Davia. I'm so excited that that you were here today. And I love hearing your story. I hadn't heard your ladies power lunch story. So I love knowing the roots and how that's really brought up that passion and purpose and how it's woven. It's obvious how it's woven into your business. And you just radiate and shine. And I could just see how you have this genuine love for people and for them having an optimal life. It's like obviously a through line in everything that you do. So thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
All right, so I want to wrap up with, want to thank everybody for watching and listening today, no matter where you've seen the Joyful Business Show. And also let you know that you can come find us on Facebook in our group. We have a Joyful Business Community group. Just search for Joyful Business Community and join our growing group of conscious entrepreneurs who are growing business with heart, with creativity and passion and purpose, and making great money doing work that they love. So if you also want more resources, you can go over to joyfulbusiness.com and there's lots of good stuff there. So you've got so many great resources today. You have Davia's great course, you have the upcoming summit. Make sure you check that out and we will be sharing that as well. And I want to thank everybody for coming and listening and watching. All right, and thanks, Davia.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Joyful Business TV. I want to invite you to get more creative strategies and support for growing your business. You can start right now by activating your abundance mindset with a really powerful creative visualization that will help you get into the universal abundance current, one of my favorite things to do. And you'll also get a companion 7-day journal that will help you create a daily habit of co-creating with the universe. These are 2 powerful resources that you can get started right now to help grow your business and activate that abundant mindset. You just go over to activateabundancegift.com.